What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another ratings review for NHL 21. Today we're looking at the entire roster, every single NHL team. We'll also probably take a look at some of the better prospects on like the AHL teams and in junior, but I'll get started here with the NHL. Obviously, we already had a look at the top 10 players at each position. Some were pretty good, others not so much. So let's see what happens here with the ratings. Anaheim Ducks looks pretty similar, honestly, to NHL 20. Max Jones and Sam Steele here, both at 81, seems a little high for me. Steele had 22 points last year, and I think Max Jones had 12 points. So I don't think that quite earns you an 81 yet. Rest of it, though, doesn't look to be too bad. Potential-wise, rating-wise, pretty decent. Eric Branson, of course, now on the Senators. They have yet to update the roster, so a bunch of the trades and signings haven't gone through. Same goes for like the 2020 draft prospects. For instance, Lafreniere still isn't owned by the Rangers, so we gotta wait for that to happen before we can actually start our first franchise. But goaltending-wise, here we already know Gibson's a 90. Ryan Miller's still an 81. Seems a bit high for me. So Arizona here, Ranta and Kemper, both 85s. Ranta actually has the higher potential. I think Kemper should be higher rated and have the higher potential, so make him like 85 high starter, and then Ranta like 84 fringe starter. I think that's a bit more fair. So let's see here. Taylor Hall, 88 medium elite. Again, I think Hall could even be an 89. Ekman Larson there. Phil Kessler, I think he's dropped a little bit. Jarmelsson's probably a tad high. Keller, Stefan. Overall, Chychrun could be a bit higher. Chychrun's actually a bit of a stud, but he plays in Arizona, so really no one knows that. Garland there got a pretty good boost. I think he deserves that. He's played pretty well. Everyone else here doesn't look to be too bad. Next, we're going to take a look at the Boston Bruins. So, Bergeron, Marchand, Pastrnak, all 91. I already mentioned, I think Bergeron's probably like a 90 at this point. Also, too, Bergeron, Marchand should probably have high elite. I know, like, for franchise, a lot of people say it doesn't matter because, like, once you load into it, it changes it. But I still just think it's a little bit disrespectful. They're clearly elite players. Krug, 87, McAvoy, 86. Pretty good. Char there, still an 84. I know he didn't have a top 10 slap shot power. 91. Okay, so I don't know how Char's got 91. Weber's got 95. Maybe it is because he's 43 years old, so maybe his power has gone down, but he hasn't been in the All-Star game for a bit, so it's hard to say. Like, it still might be up there. DeBrusque, Coyle, both 83s. Carl, 81. I mean, overall, I feel like this isn't too bad. Take a look here. Rask stats, 90 overall, that's right. Halak, 83. Which is pretty good backup for him last year, so I think that's pretty fair. Ullmark's also an 83, same as Halak. He did finish pretty strong, but the rest of his stats, I don't know. I think 83 might be a bit premature on Ullmark. Having there an 80, I think is fair. Eichel 91, I said. I don't really mind Eichel being 91, but then when you look at other players, I think are better than Eichel, it doesn't really make too much sense. He should probably be like a 90. Dahlin, 86, high lead. I think Dahlin is that good. Reinhardt's got down a low lead opposed to medium, so that's interesting. Because as you'll see, there's some other guys that still have their medium elite. Eric Stahl, of course, is on the Sabres now. Ristolainen, 85, high elite. He should probably be like 83, 84, low elite. Skinner there. Olofsson, already an 84. So, I mean, he had a really good rookie year. 42 points, 54 games. I don't know, though. 84 is pretty high for him already. I'd probably say 82 makes a bit more sense, especially when you guys will see. I've already seen some of the ratings, especially when you compare him to other guys. Looking through Buffalo here. Wayne Simmons, of course, a new Toronto Maple Leaf. Kyle Okposo still has medium elite. Again, I do not get that one at all. Middlestat still has medium elite. I'm torn on that one. Is it too early to bump him down to low elite? I don't think so. I think at this point he's a low chance of being an elite player. So everyone else, I really can't complain. Calgary Flames here. So Gaudreau, Tkachuk, both 87. Same with Giordano. Giordano, low elite. You definitely have to bump that up to like high elite to try and keep him from losing his rating quick in franchise. And I said too, I think Gaudreau could even be an 88. Like when you just look at the guy's stats, like for an 87. 58 and 70, then 99, 84. Like, come on, he had a point per game the 2 years prior to that, too. Monahan there, 86. Lindholm, 85. Gustin, 84. I don't know, I think that may be a bit high on him, 82, 83. Noah Hanifin, 84. Still medium elite. I feel like Hanifin at this point is probably like a high top 4. Backlund, Brody. Brody's probably good there. Anderson, Hamonic, Ryan, Stone, Sam Bennett's okay. So, looking at the Flames, I feel like it's not too bad. Lucic's their medium top 6. It's another one I just don't get. Like, him, Okposo, these guys are not returning to top 6 players. So, it should be no more than like a medium top 9 or something. I'll take a look at the goalies too. David Riddick, 84. Cam Talbot, 83. I don't know. I feel like both of them seem a bit high. I feel like Riddick, 83. Talbot, 81, 82. But I don't know what to compare to the rest of the goalies. Yeah, Brazick's an 83. Reimer's an 83. seems a bit high for me on Reimer. I mean, he did have some good games last year, but 25 games played, 17 wins, 6 losses, .914. That's not too bad, to be honest. But then, like the year before, was pretty rough in Florida, less than a .9. I don't know. I think Reimer 81, 82. Mrazek, I do like the 83. Aho 88, medium elite. That's good. Slavin 86. Slavin could be 87, 88. I think he's that good. Like defensive awareness, you could bump it up to like 92, 93. Shot block 92. Stick check 92, 93. Like he's one of the best defensemen. Poise, you could have that 90 plus even. Like I think he's been underrated for a while in this game. Teravainen looks good. Svechnikov. Hamilton's definitely underrated. More so than Slavin. Slavin 86, medium top 4. Hamilton should be 88 and like a high top 4, if not even high elite. Like Hamilton's a very, very good defenseman. Let's take a look here. I don't know. He just needs to be higher rated. Like look at his stats here. Points wise, he produces 40 and 47, 44, 50. Good in his own end. He's big. He's 6'6". Logs a lot of minutes. I think, yeah, both Slavin and Hamilton, honestly, I think you could argue both be 88s, at which point they're actually both top 10 defensemen in this game. But yeah, both underrated. Shea 84, medium elite. It should probably be like a medium top 4, probably like 83. Trocheck, Stahl, Zengel, Vatanen, Niederreiter. Those all look decent. Nietzsche's already 83, medium elite. I mean, what did he do last year? 36 points. I don't know. I think that's more like an 82 for me. Pesci 83. So they actually finally gave him a bit of a bump. He's always been like 81, 82. So that's good to see. Could even honestly make him maybe an 84. He's a pretty solid defenseman. Williams, of course, retired. Look at everyone else. Hayden Fleury, medium elite all of a sudden. It was always low elite. 24. I don't know. I think that's like a medium top 4 in my eyes, but whatever. Next here, looking at the Chicago Blackhawks. So Patty Kane, I already like that. Taze, Keith, DeBrincat, Strome. I think those are all decent. Kirby Doc, 82, high top 6. Shaw, Dahan. Kubalik. So this is what I was talking about. Kubalik, 81. Olofsson, 84. Kubalik had 46 points, so I think the same or more than Olofsson. 30 goals, 3 overall lower. I don't really understand that. They do have a shot, being pretty solid there, but that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Connor Murphy, Bachfist, Peary, Kajula, where is he? Alex Nylander, still medium elite. He's got to be low elite. He had, 26 points last year. It's time to drop that potential down. Seabrook there, still 79. I mean, whatever. 79 is not really going to make or break it. Take a look here at their goalies. I'm not really sure what Chicago's doing. Like Crawford, of course, now in New Jersey. 86 high elite. I'd probably have it 86 low elite just because of his age or whatever, but they got Subban. They have not signed anyone else yet, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. Colorado, Grubauer, 84 low starter. I feel like that potentially could be higher. Francouz, 82 medium fringe. He proved to me he's actually a pretty decent backup. I remember last year, he was definitely like the most underrated player in the game. I think he was like a 65 or something. Hutchinson there an 80. Probably still a little high for Hutchinson. I know he had a few good playoff games, but that was about it. So McKinnon, 92 medium franchise. I already said I think McKinnon could be 93, if not 94. Rantanen, 90 is not too bad. Sam Landeskog. Makar, 85 medium elite. Honestly, I think Makar is underrated here. I think Makar could be at least an 87. You could argue an 88. I'm trying to think who some other good defensemen we saw. Buffalo, Dahlin's an 86. Makar had a better season than Dahlin, I think, last year. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, he had 40 points, -7. I mean, I know we're just looking at the stats or whatever, but try not to take all day here. Makar, 50 plus 12, won the Calder. I think he had less games played there too. So, yeah, I think you could argue Makar's at least 86, probably an 87. Kadri there looks good. Johnson, Gerard, I think he finally got a bit of a boost. Graves got a boost. Solid season last year. Burakovsky, Donskoy. Okay, so Nichushkin here, 80. I'm not going to lie, I took this from 2E. He showed me one of the better defensive forwards in the league. 82 D awareness. Sometimes he's also considered a sniper. Sometimes they just get players straight up wrong. Zadar, of course, now in the Blackhawks, forgot to mention. He got traded for the Sod. Definitely interesting trade. I think the Avs are pretty comfortable with their young defensemen. Makar, Graves. They're probably going to have one of, if not both, Byram and Timmins make the team next season. Nemestikov, I think, still a free agent looking for a team. So next up, we got the Columbus Blue Jackets here. So Seth Jones is the same rating as Werenski. I think I was right. Just EA put him as the 10th guy because he plays the game. He's at the events and stuff. So let's see. Werenski still has higher defensive awareness than Jones. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. He's got better shot block and better stick check. Jones is the better defensively, and then Werenski is the better offensively. But then in game, Jones is better offensively, and Werenski's better defensively. So I don't know, things like that, that's still an issue. Just doesn't make sense to me. Dubois 86 medium elite. I think that's nice. Domi there. Don't have the new contract yet. I really like that trade for Columbus. You got Atkinson, Nyquist, Murray. The Devils getting Murray for 5th was just an absolute steal. Wenberg, of course, bought out. Should not be medium elite. He should be low elite. But I really like, I think Florida signed him. I was hoping Detroit could have signed him. I think he would have fit in really nice. Second line center behind Larkin. I'm not sure really why Yzerman didn't. Maybe he chose, Florida over Detroit because it's nicer to live in Florida, I'm sure, than Michigan. But I'm hoping Yzerman at least took a shot at him. Gavrikov 80, so we got a nice little upgrade there. Nidover, I believe, is also in the Florida Panthers now. I want to say they traded Cliff Poo for him. Grigorenko, they've added to the game, which is nice to see. Bemstrom, I believe, got a bit of an upgrade there at 79. Okay, Kukin, I want to say he got an upgrade now to 78 because, these guys are logging decent minutes in the NHL, and they were low to mid 70s. Foodie there, Peak. Okay, so overall, I'd say not too bad. Take a look at that goalie tandem. Korpisalo, Merzlikins, both 84. I think it's fair, honestly, having them the same rating. Both medium starters, same age. Now, Korpisalo actually tweeted this out. You guys remember, he played over an hour one game. Or, sorry, he played over 2 hours because the regular game's an hour. Endurance, they're 84. So, I feel like he's got to have higher than 84 endurance. Merzlikin, 86. Let's look at a random guy like Colorado, Francouz. Same endurance as Korpisalo. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think 84. I know you can't base it on one game, but when it's a game that lasts, 2.5, I think you can. Dallas here, Ben Bishop, 89. A lot of people said that was overrated. I like Ben Bishop. I think he's at least an 88. Kudobin, 84, got a nice upgrade. Obviously, it was huge for Dallas these playoffs with Bishop going down. I didn't think he was going to play that well, which is why I didn't think Dallas was going to go as far as they did, but he stepped up for sure. Sagan, 89. All right, so he's still pretty high rated, medium elite. Klinger, 87 there. Heiskin, 86. I think that's a +1. I believe it was an 85 before. Pavelski, let's make sure they got the hand-eye right. 91. Okay, Pavelski's hand-eye should be 95. He's one of the best in the league at tipping pucks in. Ben, 85. Lindell, I think, got a bit of an upgrade. Same with Hintz. Gurianov, 82. Definitely got an upgrade. Still a little low elite, though. Dickinson, maybe a small one. Perry, 79. Kiviranta here, 75. I believe he got a bit of an upgrade. Medium bottom 6. Obviously, he was huge in the playoffs. I think the rating's fine. I'd probably give him medium top 9, low top 6. Bit higher potential just because of how well he played in the playoffs. So Detroit here, Larkin, 88, low elite. So they lowered his potential to low elite, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I think his rating's too high, potential too low. I think he should be at least an 86, probably 87, and then medium elite. I think that makes more sense for Larkin. Mantha there, 85, medium elite. Bertuzzi, 84. Hronik, 82. Fabry got a bit of an upgrade. He had a nice season. So far, Kaiser's still not bad, 81. Zadina, 81's probably a bit high for him already. Yeah, he's 15 points. I'd say he's a 79, 80, medium elite. But overall, looking through the Red Wings ratings, I think they're pretty fair. We were the worst team in the league last year. Timoshel's probably a bit high at 78. Gagne, Ernie's probably a bit high too. Bowie, Stahl, of course, got a second-round pick for free. I mean, we'll take it. Erickson, Daly, no longer on the team. Zetterberg still got that contract. Overall, though, not too bad. Bring 82, Howard 81. Howard should probably be an 80 max at this point. Oilers here, Koskinen 83, Smith 82. I think it's more like an 82, 81, a bit high for my liking. McDavid there, 95, best player in the game. You could even have McDavid 97 just to match his number. Draisaitl 92, medium franchise. I think both those make sense. McDavid though should be high franchise because if he's not, then literally why is the potential in the game? McDavid's the best potential, best player in the league. He should have the highest potential. Nuge, I think that's a decent rating. Nurse actually got an upgrade, 85, up from an 83. 33 points last year. Obviously, he's a good defensive defenseman. He's got some grit to his game. I don't know. I think 85 is a bit higher for Nurse. I think I'd have him 84 max. Same as Clefbaum, basically. Larson, Yamamoto, nice upgrade now at 82. I mean, the dude was point per game last year in the 27 games he played. I think you could honestly argue that. It is only 26 games, but I think you could argue it. Bear looked pretty good. Athens C82 is probably a little high. Neil Cassian. Cassian's probably a bit high. Jones already an 80? I don't know. That's alright, I guess. Overall, though, I think the Oilers lines look pretty good. Florida Panthers here. Huberdeau 91, Barkov 90. I already mentioned that. I think they should be the same. I don't know if I'd say Huberdeau is better than Barkov. Yandel, Danov, Ekblad, all 86s. Hoffman 85, Hornqvist 83. I think I mentioned the trade view. I think Hornqvist probably an 82 at this point. Strawman. Overall, I think these are not too bad. Piszczek, I wish they could. I don't think there's a way, but it'd be cool if his position was right D / right wing, because in real life he actually played some forward, but I think the secondary position can only be either another defensive position or another forward position, but same goes for Brent Burns, Dustin Byfuglien, guys like that. It would be cool if they could add it to the game. Overall, not too bad. Let's take a look at Bobrovsky's rating, though. 87. All right, so 87. Again, I like to do 50-50 last season and your career. Over his career, Bobrovsky's an elite goaltender, high 80, you can even argue a low 90. Last year, though, was terrible. Less than a .9, 3.23. I don't know, but I'm trying to think. Who would I compare him to? Corey Crawford's 86. I think Bobrovsky probably should be an 86. I think he should come down a bit more, and then if he does play better this season, you then bump him up over the course of the year. LA here, quick 83. Peterson 82. So they finally gave Peterson a bit of an upgrade. Also upgrade his potential there, which makes sense. He's probably going to be the goalie of the future there. I feel like that's not too bad. Stater-wise, probably the worst rating in the game. Drew Doughty, 91 overall, low franchise. We mentioned looking at Carolina. I think Slavin and Hamilton both underrated. I said I think Slavin and Hamilton should both be 88, so +3. Drew Doughty should be max 88, maybe even 87. Again, he does have a bit of a resume, but a lot of his better years are 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago even. So that's a tough one. Like I said, one of the worst ratings in the game. He's at least 3, if not 4 or 5 overall, too high. Kopitar's still 90, low franchise. I don't mind that. I think Kopitar is still a very, very good player. LA's got the worst depth in the league, though. You can see they got 2 90s. They should really only have 1, and then it drops off right to an 81. That's rough. Iaffello, Kempe, Carter, Mata. I didn't even realize Oli Mata was on the LA Kings. I totally missed that one. Ben Hutton, Waugh. I think these aren't too bad. Ferg, let's see that slap shot power. He's in the NHL, so that means he wasn't in the top 10 list. I thought it was because he was an AHL player. Only a 91. See, he should have 95. I'll have to fix that myself. Like I mentioned, though, I'm not going to do a franchise until they've added all the 2020 draft prospects to their respective teams. So for that reason, I'm not going to edit the rosters until that happens. Otherwise, I'd just be wasting my time. Look at the rest here. Trevor Moore, 74. That's still too low for him. Moore's not that bad. Moore should be at least a 77. Should also have medium top 9 or something. But the rest don't look too bad. Velarde, Minnesota Wild here. Suter, 87. Dumb 85. Spurgeon, 84. I think is too low for him. I should probably be an 86. Spurgeon's a good defenseman. Koivu, 83. If he was an 83, I think they would have kept him. He's an 80 at this point. Maybe 81. Zuccarello, Parise, Fiala, 83. Brodin. I feel like these aren't too bad. Galchenyuk got the medium elite, so it's a low elite. Erikssonek, Greenway, Bukestad. These are all around where they should be, I feel. I feel like it'd be really nitpicky to +1 or -1 on any of these guys. Now, goaltending-wise, Stalock, 82. Kakinen, 80. Okay, so they've actually put through the Dubnyk trade, which is good. Stalock, 82. Kakinen, 80. I think Stalock, 82 is fair. I don't know about Kakinen, 80. 5 games played, a .912. I don't know. That's his first time in the NHL. It might be a bit premature. Probably should have him a 75 or something until he actually, proves himself. Price, Allen, Lindgren. Allen can maybe be 82, maybe 83. Price, 90. I don't mind. I do think he's still one of the best goalies in the league. I know a lot of people don't agree with that. Shea Weber, Jonathan Duran. I think he's probably a high top 6. Gallagher could be an 86. He's probably Montreal's best forward, most consistent. Petrie, Tatar, Deneau, I think I've been an upgrade, well deserved. Suzuki, 83 already. Probably have him high top 6, maybe medium elite. He did look really, really good this year. Kokiniemi might be a bit high. Probably have him 81, but medium elite. Edmondson, Lehkonen. Anderson, 80 again. It's a lot of money for an 80 overall. I think he's at most an 81, so it's going to be curious to see what happens with that contract. Byron here. So we were saying he could be one of the top 10 fastest skaters in the game. He doesn't even have 90+ speed, so that's a bit rough. Rest of these ratings, Fleury, I don't know. Overall, though, not too bad for Montreal. Nashville here, Roman Josi, 90. I think he could be at least a 91. You got Duchesne and Ellis there, 87. So Duchesne's actually a second fastest player, I think. 94 speed. He's fast, but I don't know if I'd have him second. I'd probably have him top 10. Forsberg, Johansson. Kyle Turris, of course, not Edmonton Oiler. They bought him out. Granlund's looking for a team. Don't think these are too bad. Fabro, medium elite still. Benino, you can probably have him an 82. He's a pretty solid center. Not too bad, honestly, for Nashville. Let's take a look at the goalies here. Saros, 84. Rene, 83. I don't know about that one. Saros, 40 games played last year. 19 wins, .914, 2.7. He did have much better numbers than Rene, but the year before, his were pretty much identical. And then what did Rene have the year before? Was his still rough the year before? 0.9, his were better. So, I mean, Rene's getting older. I think Saros is high for me. I think I'd probably have them both 83s. I think they're a tandem. I don't know if I'd say Saros is already the better goalie. Devils here, Blackwood 83. I think that's pretty fair. Schneider 78, medium elite. He's low elite at best at this point. Let's see. Hischier 85, medium elite. 36 points last year. Like, Hischier, I think that's a first overall pick status rating. Like, who else? I'm trying to think. Dubois was an 86. Dubois had 50. I don't know. I think 85 honestly a bit high for this year. I think 84 makes more sense. Subban probably 84 as well. Gusev and Butcher 83 is probably fair. Bratt, Zaka, Zajac, Jack Hughes 80 overall. Still has the high elite potential. I don't quite get that one. I think it should be medium elite. I know he was first overall, but I don't think Jack Hughes is like, you know, a tier above similar to Matthews. I think he's just kind of a normal first overall. Anderson, I think they just traded him for Andreas Janssen. So I think that's a pretty good trade for the Leafs. Drop some cap. Got a decent player back. Good trade for the Devils too. They have that cap space. Again, Ryan Murray for 5th I think was insane. The rest of these honestly don't look too bad. New York Islanders. Alright, so Matt Barzal, 86 overall. He had 60 points last year. He basically doubled Hischier, who had 36. 1 overall higher. Barzal is criminally underrated. Speed is actually pretty good, though, 94. But acceleration 92, agility 90. Like, it should be 95 speed, excel, like a 93 agility. And he should be probably... Larkin's an 88. Barzal is just as good, if not better than Larkin. So if Larkin's 88, Barzal should be 88. I did say Larkin's a bit high rated. I think Larkin 87, Barzal 88. Bailey Nelson, I'm not sure why they're getting low top 6. Like, they're top 6 players, but it's whatever. Letty, Pollock, Eberle, Lee, those look decent. Bovey, I think I'd give him an upgrade. Pajot. Broussard's a bit high at 82 at this point. 32 points, probably like 80, 81. Dobson, high top 4. Mayfield's pretty decent defenseman. He should probably be like an 81, 82. He played, you know, pretty good for the Islanders. Same goes for Belic. It's even probably more underrated. Actually, Mayfield, potential 7th defenseman. He's playing in their top 4. So that potential makes no sense. It should be at the very least a low top 4, and he should be like an 82. Pellet should be 81, 82. You could guess you could leave it medium top 6. Both those guys, very underrated for sure. Rest of these ratings I think are pretty good. Take a look at the Islanders goalies here. Varlamov 85, Grice 84. Newest member of the Detroit Red Wings. I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. I think him and Bernier are a solid tandem. Varlamov 1 higher. I think that's not too bad. I think they did decent there, the Islanders goaltenders. This one I heard about. This is such a joke. Shesterkin, 86 overall. So he's higher rated than Varlamov, who had .913 to 2.62. Let's see, what did Shesterkin have? Shesterkin had a .931, so higher, and a 2.52, but 12 games played. 12 games played gets you 86 overall. I know he's a goalie, and he was in like a 3-goalie rotation, but I don't think you're going to give any NHL player like 86 overall after 12 games. McDavid didn't even rate 86 overall out of the gate when he was like the next best thing since Crosby. This is a bit ridiculous for me. I don't really understand it at all. 86 overall, 12 games played. I'm going to steal this from Tugi. It was Florida. Drieger here. I think we forgot to actually mention the Florida goalies. Montembeault, 80 backup. I think it should be like 78. Drieger, 79. 12 games played, .937, 2.05. .937, 2.05. .931, 2.52. He's got better stats in the same 12 games. Not as many wins, but the same stats. 7 overall lower. So Shesterkin, I think he's a good young goalie. I think 83 is fair for him. Same as Georgiev, who, by the way, I think that's a fair rating for him. I don't get the 86. Like, that's another one with Doughty. Probably those are the top 2 most overrated players in this game. Anderson, I actually totally forgot. I was so distracted by the Shesterkin rating. Totally forgot to check the Rangers. So Panarin, 91. Zibanejad, 87. Low elite, I don't get that. I'd say 88 medium elite. Trouba, Strome. Fox could honestly be 84, 85. He's that good. D'Angelo, 83. As long as his offensive stats are really good, which they are. Okay, so that's fine. Buchnevich, Kreider, Hiddle, Kako, 80 medium elite. Again, I think, you know, that's decent. I'd probably have him like a 79. He did, I think, even worse than Hughes did last year. the rest of these ratings on Rangers don't look too bad. So next year, the Senators, Shabbat 86 medium elite. I'm a big Shabbat fan. I think he's definitely that good. Kachuk 84. I want to say that was a pretty big upgrade. I think he was like 82 last year. Duclair, Brown, decent enough. I don't know about this though. Colin White, I think, is a better player. Can't look at his stats. I heard actually that's glitched. But Connor Brown last year had a decent season. Same with Duclair. I think Colin White's as good as them though, so he should be at least an 82. Tierney, Nisimov, Baroki, Bathson. They have a ton of guys. Formanton, all making the jump from the AHL last year. Josh Norris has a face now. Branstrom, decent, medium elite there. So yeah, I think overall his ratings aren't too bad. Philadelphia Flyers, Claude Giroux 88, high lead. Couturier 88 as well. It's good to see. Where's defensive stats? There we go. 92, 90, 88, 91. I was going to say, he won the Selke. You better put some respect on my guy's name. Voracek's still an 86. I think that's a bit high. Probably 84, 85. Pro overall is really good. You can even have him 86. Konechny. Ghost a bit high after last year. 12 points, 84 overall. Still medium elite. Probably 82 low elite, I think, is a bit more fair. I think Hayes got a bit of an upgrade. He had a pretty good season, honestly. Sanheim, Lindblom. Overall, these don't look too bad. Patrick's been injured, so it's hard to kind of reduce his rating or his potential, really. So, yeah, I don't think those are too bad. Let's see goalies. Carter Hart, 86. It's pretty high for 22. He grows like insane because he's 22, 86, medium elite. He just starts out so high for a young goalie. He gets up to like a 90 every time. 0.913, 2.42. I think that's pretty fair, though, honestly. I think he's earned it more than Shesterkin. Elliott, 81 backup. I think that's fine. Pittsburgh Penguins here. Matt Murray, 85, low elite. Jerry, 83, medium starter. I don't think either of those are too bad. I know Murray didn't have the best year last year, but before that, he's a solid goaltender. Crosby, 93, high franchise. So he's got the high franchise. McDavid should have it too. Malkin, Letang, Gensel. I'm fine with all these. Zucker, Rust. Honestly, Rust had such a good season last year. What is that? Like, over a point per game. You could even argue he should be 84. Kapanen, probably fine. Schultz, probably fine. Most of these are close. Dumoulin, I still think, is underrated. He's been an 81 for the past 3 games, I want to say. He's also had low top 4. He's playing on the Pittsburgh top pair. He's solid defensively. I would give him like 88 D awareness, 88 shot block and stick check. He should be like an 82 at least. He's better than Mike Matheson. Let's be real here. Matheson should be like a 80 at most, maybe a 79. Marino's probably underrated too, 81. Low top 6 is for sure way too low for Marino. He should be medium top 4, maybe a high top 4. Rookie season, 26 points, 20 minutes a night. Was playing solid in that top 4. Probably, yeah, him and Dumoulin 82s. Matheson like a 79. Pearson's fine. Why does he have higher potential than Marino? Doesn't make sense to me. Rest of these, I don't think, look too bad. Next year, the San Jose Sharks. So Carlson, 89, high franchise. I still think Carlson's a very good defenseman. I think it's mostly injury problems that's going on with him. So high franchise, maybe you lower that to like high elite or something, but he's still very good. Burns, I already said, I think it's a little bit high rated. It should be 86, 87. Couture's fine. Now, the one thing is, Poise, he's only got 85. He should be like 90. Although it's not a playoff stat, he's one of the best playoff performers over the last like decade. And Poise makes him play better in the playoffs, so I wish they did that. Meyer, Vlasic, Kane, Hurdle, LeBanc. Honestly, all these are pretty decent. Trying to look for like anything that sticks out as egregious, but overall looks pretty good. Goaltending-wise, Dubnyk, 85. So, Dubnyk, 85 is a bit high, I think. I want to say, was he 84 last year? Did they upgrade him? I feel like they might have upgraded him. Medium elite potential also seems like an upgrade. I feel like he had medium starter. Minnesota essentially gave him away and retained half his contract. He should be like an 83, if not an 82. 83, I think is fair with a low elite or like a medium starter. Similar basically to Martin Jones, 2 goalies who struggled last year. Martin Jones, 83, low elite. Yeah, it makes sense. Let's see. 0.896, 0.89. Yeah, like Martin Jones actually had better numbers than Dubnyk, so how Dubnyk's higher rated, I don't really understand. Jones has had some good seasons, so has Dubnyk, but they're both, a couple years ago. Dell, 82, low fringe. I don't know. I think all these guys honestly are a bit high rated. I think I would have Dubnyk 83, Jones 82, Dell 81. I don't know. Like, goalies are hard to rate. I've said it before. Binnington 86. Aside from the playoffs, we didn't look himself for whatever reason. Binnington's been one of the best goalies the past year and a half, so I think that's fair. He carried St. Louis to a cup as well as the playoffs in the first place. Low fringe starter for Binnington. That's a weird one. He's proven himself to be an elite goalie. Low fringe starter makes no sense. Husso got an upgrade, 77. They know he's the backup now, medium starter, so that's good to see. Petrangelo there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's going to be a St. Louis Blue. They signed Torrey Krug. O'Reilly, make sure his defensive stats are insane. They are. Tarasenko, I saw some people complaining about this rating. Tarasenko, guys, he was injured last year. Before that, 30 goals, 30 goals, 30 goals, 40 goals, 30 goals. 5 years in a row of 30-plus goals. Like, the dude's one of the best snipers in the game. I don't understand people saying that. Perron, 86. I think that's a bit of an upgrade, but he had a good season last year. What do you have? 60 points in 70 games. It's a pretty good year. Shen, Schwartz, Parayko. You can even make Parayko 86. I think he's pretty solid. Robert Thomas, 32. Fan of the game. Vince Dunn. Finally, no longer his high top 6 was so nice. They got medium top 4 now. Okay, so looking at these, I feel like they're not too bad. Let's take a look at who's it next. Tampa Bay Lightning, the Cup winners. Kucherov, 82, medium elite. Hedman, 91. Again, he could even be at 92. He's that good. Stammer, 90, medium franchise. I feel like Stammer you could have at high elite opposed to medium franchise. Point, 89, medium elite. So they do finally respect point. I remember like 2 years in a row, was it NHL 17 and 18 or 18 and 19? I think they fixed it with 20. He was medium top 6. I was like, no, Braden Point is an elite player. It took them so long to fix it. 89 overall, pretty fast. I can honestly have him even faster. Could even have Point at a 90. He's just that good. McDonough there, 86. I think it's pretty fair. Shattenkirk, Sergachev, Johnson, Gord. I think Sorelli, Kaloran, Palat. All 5 of those guys, all 83. I don't know about that. I think Sorelli is the best of the 5. And he's got the lowest potential, as it turns out, high top 9. So they just carried that over from last year. Sorelli's a very good player. I think that should be high top 6. He's that good. He should also be an 84, if not an 85. I think Johnson, Gord, Kaloran, Palat all being 83s. I would have them all, 82 to 84, so all 83 I think is pretty fair. Coleman, maybe 82. Maroon, 80, that's fine. Overall, Chernak, 78. He's better than a 78 overall. We saw some of the other 78s. I think him, Mayfield, Pellich, they're all very underrated for whatever reason. He should be 81, I think, would be pretty fair for him. Vasilevsky, already know, highest rated goalie in the game. It's tough to argue that, I think. McElhinney, 79 is the backup. I also think it's pretty fair. Freddie Anderson, there you got 88. Jack Campbell has an 80. I think Campbell could even be like an 81. I don't think Campbell's, too bad. Let's see. So the Leafs, 90 overall, Matthews, high elite. Marner's 90, medium elite. Tavares, 89, low franchise. I don't know why Tavares got downgraded. I want to say he was a 90 or 91 last year. The dude had 60 points in 63 games. I don't know how that gets you downgraded. He had 88 the year before that. I feel like he should still be a 90. He's a very good player. Riley, 87. Riley's really good. You can even have Riley, 88. Muzzin. Nylander could be an 86. I think 85 is honestly too low for Nylander. Like, if you look at St. Louis here, Braden Shen, 86 overall, 25 and 33. Then you look at Nylander, 85 overall, 31 and 28. He should be at least an 86. Beer 84, a bit of a downgrade, but offensive stats still look good. I think Edmonton signing him was huge. Him just feeding McDavid, Draisaitl on the power play. Hyman, Dermott, Mikheyev, Kerfoot. I think these ratings are pretty good. Already mentioned it. I think Dell's getting Janssen for cheap is really nice. He'll play in that top 6. I think Hull got a bit of an upgrade, which is good to see. Medium 7 potential, though. He's already proven he's a top 6 defenseman in the NHL this year, so that potential makes no sense. Again, it sometimes doesn't matter too much in franchise. It more just annoys me than anything. CC 79 is probably a little bit high. Like, he's got a higher rating than Chernak. Makes no sense. Same with Mayfield, Bellich. He's higher than them. Robertson 74. I mean, he looked pretty good. You can even have him like 76 or something, for being honest. Canucks here. So we always say there's a bit of EA bias with Vancouver. We'll take a look, though. Pearson, 89, high elite. I think it's fair. I think Pearson's that good. Horvat, 86, medium elite's pretty good. Hughes, 86, medium elite. This would be good if the Calder winner, who's just as good, if not better, wasn't rated 85. So I think someone at EA is a little bit salty over Makar winning the Calder there over Hughes. But again, Hughes on its own 86 is fine. Compared to Makar, doesn't make sense. He should either also be 85 like Makar, or they should both be 86s. Again, I think Makar even an 87. Besser 86, I think is pretty fair, but 16 and 29, we could have just compared him to Nylander. Nylander's 85. What is that? 15 more goals, 1 less assist. Besser probably could be 85, looking at it like that. Miller 86 makes sense. He was a beast last year. Edler, Myers probably a little bit high. Probably should be 81, 82. Toffoli could even be an 84. I think he's good. Tana's probably fine. Pearson, that's probably a little high. I think probably 81. Virtanen, Stetcher. Now then you remember the Red Wings happy with that. Ferlin, Levo's probably more like a 78, 79. Goddard, I think's good. Sutter, Roussel, Beagle. I think the rest of these, Eriksson, for being honest, Eriksson's honestly a little bit low, I think. Like, 76 overall. He's probably better than Zach McCowan. He probably does as much as Mott or, like, you know, B. Like, I'd say he's like a 78. Like, I know he's not worth his contract, but still. Markstrom, 88, again. He's been awesome the last couple years. Probably could have higher potential, too. Demko, 81, medium elite. I think you give Demko, like, an 82. Give him a slight boost. So, for the most part, I think actually these Vancouver ratings were pretty fair by EA. Vegas Golden Knights, Fleury, 87, Leonard, 87. So, I don't think that's terrible. I think you could honestly argue Leonard's an 88. Maybe drop Fleury to 86, but like they're pretty close, in my opinion, that is. Obviously, goalies, I think the most subjective thing in hockey. Stone, 88, low elite. I think Stone could be 89, medium elite. He's one of the best two-way players in the game for sure. Pacioretty there, Marchessault, Carlson, Smith. Theodore. Theodore is probably one of the most underrated guys in this game. He's Vegas' #1 defenseman. He's a stud. I think he could be probably similar to Dougie Hamilton. You can boost him like 3. I think he could be like an 87. Keep him at high top 4, make him a medium elite. Like, Theodore is that good in my eyes. Snasky, of course, Winnipeg Jets got for basically nothing because Vegas cap crunch, so good pickup by them. Martinez, Tuck, that looks good. Schmidt, McNabb. Merrill, I think Detroit just got as well. The rest of these, again, Ryan Reeves, I think, what do you got? 92 strength, should probably be like 95. Yeah, the rest of these I think are good. Just Shea Theodore, very, very underrated. Ovechkin, 93 medium franchise. Fine with that. Carlson, 91 is a bit high. Obviously, sick offensively, but defensive stats there, a little bit too high, I think, for John Carlson. Because that's Backstrom, Oshie, Veranda. These look pretty good, I think. Looking through, not really seeing anything that sticks out as like crazy, crazy bad or anything. Now, we do know the goaltending stat. Holtby, 88 is a bit high. Holtby should be, I think, 86. Maybe 85 is more fair for him. Samsonov, 83, though, is good. Winnipeg Jets here. I already said I think Hellebuck had an awesome year. I think he deserves a 90. Brossoit there looks fine for the backup. Scheifele is 89. Okay, so I remember I mentioned him, Peterson, Point for potential top 10 centers. All 3 are 89, so they like just missed. Wheeler, 88's fine. Line, 87, same with Connor. I think these are good. So yeah, Morrissey, 86. I think 1-for-1, Theodore is a better defenseman than Morrissey. And Theodore was an 84. Looking at it like that tells us Theodore's definitely underrated. Ehlers, I think, is actually a bit underrated here. 84. He should probably be an 85. Pionk looks good. Little, 83 is fine. Roslovich, Lowry. I think all those guys, you know, low 80s makes sense. DeMello could probably be a low 80 as well, like an 81. I think he's a pretty solid defenseman. Same in Yuku, some of the best flow in the NHL. So the rest of these, I think, honestly, are pretty good. And so that was actually the last NHL team. So overall, obviously, there were some bad ones, but for the most part, like, they're not too bad. There's just some where it's just like, how does that happen? Like Shishurkin, Shea Theodore, I mentioned, I think he's very underrated. Dougie Hamilton, Drew Doughty. Some guys super overrated, some guys super underrated. A lot of them, though, like, they're close, you know, they're close. Like, they're not too far off. And like I was mentioning, guys, next time I'm just going to go through the AHL and point out some things that I think are way off. So if I don't find anything wrong, I'm just going to skip the AHL, but actually there'll be a few things. So I feel like Oliver Wahlstrom here, 78 overall, high top 6. It's a bit higher rating and potential for him. I like him. He was picked 11th overall. Obviously, he had that sick goal as a kid, but 22 points, 45 games in the AHL. He should probably be like a 75 medium top 6, similar to Kiefer Bellows. Also, looking at Colorado here, Shane Bowers now has a game pick as well. I remember we always had to make him and Josh Norris. They got out of the game last year. They actually have game faces now, which is nice. Griffin's here. Let's see. Volino, 76. Razuz, 79. Probably should be like a 78. Oh, I like that. It's a bit high. Sider, 80 medium top 4. I think what would be more fair for Sider is like 77, 78, high top 4. I think 80 already for him is a bit high. Ryan Poehling here, 78 overall, low top 6. I don't get the low top 6. I think he still has a lot to give. I'd for sure give him a medium top 6. Now in Manitoba here, Christian Vesalainen, 78 overall, medium elite. He's been medium elite for the past few years. Every time I bump him down to medium top 6. He's a good prospect. He was like a first round pick. 30 points, 60 games, 1.5 games. He's not medium elite anymore. He's medium top 6 for sure. Logan Stanley, 74 medium top 4. That seems a bit high. I don't know. Tolvanen, I figured, yeah, he's also a medium elite. Both these guys, I always drop down to medium top 6. They're first round picks. I think the same draft. 2017 for Tolvanen, and yeah, 2017 for Vesalainen. Late first round picks. Medium top 6 is more than fair for them. I know 2, where is he? So Kupari looks fine. Bjornfoot still high top 6. You gotta bump that up to medium top 4. He just won't grow in franchise. Senishin, medium top 6. I think he's a low top 6 at best at this point. And looking at the Marlies here, Timothy Liljegren, still medium elite. He's another guy you got to bring down to medium top 4. Otherwise, he just has too much value in the franchise, and like the Leafs always end up trading him, and they get way too much back. So we're looking at a few more teams here. Colin, 77, medium top 6. Yolevi, I think, is a bit high at 79. I mean, 25 points in the AHL, but I don't know. Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, looks good. So actually, I have to check the goalies too. Philip Gustafson here got a big upgrade. 75 overall now, medium starter. So he'll definitely grow a lot more in franchise, which is good because he's supposed to be a pretty solid goalie prospect. Now, this one doesn't make much sense to me. Phoenix Copley here, 81 overall. I believe he was a 76 last year. Washington's third string. Makes sense. AHL, he had a .904, 2.47. The NHL, he didn't even play in the NHL last year. I don't know how he's an 81. Those stats, I don't know how he's an 81, but whatever. Kane Primo here got a pretty big boost too. 79 overall now, medium starter. Probably a little high on him. Probably should be like a 77. Keith Kincaid, 81. Definitely a little high. Should be like a 78. Also, Henrik Lundqvist's brother there. I think twin brother Joel Lundqvist apparently got switched up with the game face. Mike Condon here, I just noticed, has one of the biggest downgrades I've seen. 73 overall. Last year's game, I want to say it was an 80. Jake Andre now in the game, 21 years old, 78 overall. Medium fringe. That's a little disrespectful, I think. First round pick, 2017. Was he that bad? 17 wins, a .916. Medium fringe for Jake Onger. He definitely has a chance to be a starting goaltender, I think. Wool there. Tucson. Hill, 81. You know, he had some time in the NHL. He didn't look terrible. DiPietro here, 77 overall, medium starter. Might be a little bit high for him, but he's a hometown kid, so I'm not going to complain. Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Casey DeSmith, 83. So Casey DeSmith's the same rating as Tristan Jarry, who Pittsburgh's going with as the starter. He's the backup. He does have backup potential. That's a weird one. He's a good backup goalie, good AHL starter. 22 wins last year, .904. 36 games, .916 the year before that in the NHL. But 83 seems high for an AHL starter slash backup goalie. So that's all the AHL guys that, I kind of noticed, wanted to mention. Next year, I'll take a look at the top prospects, see if there's anything weird. All right, guys, so I've noticed some things in the WHL. First up here in Edmonton, you got Josh Williams, good player in junior, 62 overall, medium top 6. A little bit high for a guy who went undrafted, I think, especially when Jake Neighbors here, medium top 9, picked in the first round. This just doesn't really add up to me. You got Kamloops here, Connor Zary, high top 9. He should definitely be a medium top 6. And then still on Kelowna, Trevor Wong, who now has a game face, medium elite potential. I don't understand that at all. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't show his stats, but I'm looking at elite prospects right now. He had 14 points in 58 games last year. How he is a higher rating than Nolan Foote, medium elite. It just annoys me when there's stuff like this in the game. As it existed last year, I mentioned it. It should have gotten addressed, but what are you going to do? Cousins, high top 6. Seth Jarvis on the Winterhawks, medium top 9. Only taken 13th overall by the Hurricanes. I don't know about that one either. And then Winnipeg Ice is actually really cool. Matthew Savoy now has a headshot. Same with Carson Lambos. Of course, Savoy got to be second overall probably 2022. Lambos should be top 10 pick 2021. So good to see that. Actually, I'll take a look at the OHL, see how that's going. First things first, Clark now has a headshot, which is really good. Higher rating too. I think he went from a 52 to a 60. So we should actually grow a lot faster in franchise. Drysdale though, still medium top 4, posted medium elite. 6th overall pick, kind of love that. And Shane right here, you can see 60 overall medium elite, so I think they gave him a boost too, which is good. He should be like insane out of his draft. He's the best prospect since McDavid, I think. Marco Rossi here got an upgrade now, 68, medium top 6. I don't know, I definitely would have said he should be medium elite. He went 9th overall. I still think medium elite for him. I really do think he dropped, especially when Perfetti's medium elite. It's also higher rated. Then yeah, Rossi should be medium elite. Like they're the same, honestly, in my eyes. They should both be like 70s, I guess, medium elite. Byfield 77 medium elite. We know that from the one video. I think that's pretty fair for him. Spitfires here, Foodie medium top 6. And then Cooley there, 63 medium top 9. Cooley went a whole round sooner, so Foodie and him should both probably be medium top 9. So the first overall pick here, Alexis Lafreniere, 82 overall, high elite, has yet to play an NHL game. Honestly though, for the first overall pick, who you know is a stud, I don't mind essentially just guessing how good he's going to be. I think 82 high elite. I think that's pretty good for Lafreniere. I think he's already good enough to be a top 6 forward, in which case 82 makes sense for him. And honestly, guys, I didn't really find many mistakes in the QMJHL. Maybe I just missed them, but it looked pretty good. I'm looking at Alexander Holtz here. Of course, thinking about the Devils. One thing, he's still listed as a two-way forward. The dude's literally a sniper, so that's one thing that were just kind of weird. And then I think Raymond, who's more of a two-way forward, is listed as a sniper. They have the player types reversed on them for whatever reason. I have no idea. So this one's a little weird. They have Brad Lambert in the game as a 60 overall medium elite. He's supposed to go third in the 2022 draft behind Shane Wright and Savoy. And it actually reminds me, I totally forgot to show this, I think. Shane Wright is higher at 60, but he's a medium elite. I totally forgot to mention that. He's the best prospect since McDavid. He should at the very least be high elite, like equal to Lafreniere. If not, you can honestly make a medium franchise. I don't think they have his stats, but he was like a point per game as a 15-year-old in the OHL, which is the best of the 3 CHL leagues. The dude's insane. Also, Savoy's supposed to go above Lambert. I know we're 2 years out, but it's all we have to base off of right now. He's closer to Wright, essentially, than Lambert. And he's a 53 overall, I think it was. He needs to be boosted to a 60 as well. Make him high elite, leave Lambert medium elite, make Wright franchise. Probably makes the most sense. And here you have Otto Bradley, who's supposed to be the first overall pick in the 2021 draft. High elite potential. Again, he's closer to Jack Hughes, whereas Shane Wright's closer to McDavid, so really don't understand that one. Puljujärvi, 78, low elite. And right here, guys, you have Tim Stützle, who now has a game face. As you can see, 70 overall, medium elite. So this is another one that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Lucas Raymond picked right after him, 77. Holtz, a couple picks later, 77 as well. Stützle's definitely underrated here. Then you got Lucas Reichel, 61, medium top 9. Taken 17th by the Blackhawks. I feel like medium top 6 makes a bit more sense. And I was looking for Peterka on Red Bull, who got drafted in the second round. Unfortunately, he's still not in the game. I think he's on loan right now, so maybe that's why. But I think that's it, guys, for the ratings review. This is definitely going to be like almost an hour-long video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave that thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section what you think about these ratings. As I mentioned, for the most part, they're not terrible, but there's definitely a lot of work that needs to be done, especially I think in regards to the prospects. I think you could honestly argue the prospect ratings and potentials for that matter are worse than the NHL ones, but once they add, all the 2020 draft prospects to their respective teams, along with, the trades that have gone down, the free agent signings, I'll go in, edit the ratings a bit, and get started with our first franchise mode. So stay tuned for that, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.